Another school year is upon us, and a lot of schools, a lot of my teacher friends, you're going back to work this week or you're going back really soon. So I wanted to share some memories from my school years with my teachers. And yes, I do have a little lesson to be learned from it all. But let's start with kindergarten. In kindergarten, I had Mrs. Wilkinson, and I went to her house for kindergarten, 500 Logren Drive. I was a kid that was shy, I was scared, I cried. I didn't want to be away from my mom. So most mornings, let's just be real, every morning, the first semester, I cried. Miss Wilkinson was very patient with me. She was very calming and she's very encouraging. And once I got into the classroom, I was okay. And I can see that classroom even today. I can see the blackboard on the wall. I can see the tables that we would sit at with a red rectangle in the middle or a blue one or square. And then there was another table, which I don't remember as well, but Miss Wilkinson reminded me that there was another table. And I can see in my mind the workbook we used that I lost mine along the way. Someday, somehow, I'm going to remember the exact name of that workbook, the publisher, all that stuff so that I can add it to my collection, find a copy and add it to my collection. But one day we were coloring. And as we were coloring, I was just coloring all outside of the lines, and I was coloring an elephant. And Miss Wilkinson came over and she stopped and she gently told me, "You're not supposed to be coloring outside of the lines, you stay in the lines." I've never colored outside the lines since. Every time I color now, on the rare occasion I need to color, I think of Miss Wilkinson and I smile because of that lesson that I learned that day. But I also remember other things we did in class. We didn't just learn our numbers and our letters. We went on field trips to the police station. We had a beekeeper come and talk to the class and show a little film strip, and we had a little snack of club crackers with some honey on it. There was a playground in the back, in her backyard. There was a swing in a tree that I loved to be on. I just remember so many great memories of that year that every time I think of kindergarten, a smile crosses my face. I'm still in touch with Miss Wilkinson all these years later. It's been 45 years since I started kindergarten, but I'm still in touch with Mrs. Wilkinson. She still brings a smile to my face. I still have the book that she gave us for Christmas that year, The Puppy Who Wanted a Boy, and it has on the inside, "Merry Christmas to Ricky from Mrs. Wilkinson." I look at this, I have always loved this book, and I've kept it. It's sentimental to me. But the other thing, as a teacher, sometimes you may go into class and you may get discouraged. You may think you're not making a difference. You never know what small gesture you do or small gestures that will stay with a person and have the biggest impact. So the kid that you are teaching now may look back in 45 years and smile thinking of you. So even when you're struggling, and even when you may think that you're not reaching your kids or it's a tough class or whatever, there will be some kid in there that you are reaching. So be the Mrs. Wilkinson to that kid. And Mrs. Wilkinson, I thank you for everything. You ignited my love of learning. You are the one that got me on this path to education, to being a teacher and everything else. And I thank you for that. You are such a blessing to me. And I am so thankful that we are still in touch all these years later.